Hi, everyone. You're now watching Groundbreakers, the CGTN roundtable show that brings together great minds. I'm Dai Kai, and we're bringing to you live in the city of Beijing. We're right now at the National Convention Center. The China International Fair for Trade and Services is ongoing here. Of course, you can watch our show on CGTN's official website, as well as its official social media platforms such as Facebook, X, WeChat, and Weibo. Lately, there's been quite a few buzzwords in China, and one of them is 两业融合. So what exactly does it mean? Well, basically, it's about blending or integrating high-end manufacturing and modern services. In fact, at the opening ceremony of this year's CIFTIS, Chinese Vice Premier Ding Xuexiang emphasized in his keynote speech the need to work together to expand opportunities in China's vast market, and this includes, and I quote, promoting the integration of service trade with high-end manufacturing. And as consumer demands become more personalized, it requires both manufacturing and services to better understand customers' demands so as to produce more effectively and more targeted. So it's a major trend in China, is driving major changes across industries, and it's absolutely a powerful source to boost new quality productive forces. Joining us today, we have Kevin Zhang Shaoguang, Head of Sustainability and Innovation at Capgemini China, Morris Chen Yuezhong, International Business Director at Beijing Honef Group, and Lu Dongming, Vice President of China Golden Bridge Technology Services Company, Director at Beijing Interdisciplinary Science Society, and he previously held executive positions in companies such as Microsoft and Huawei. Welcome, gentlemen. Thank you all for being here. So let's begin by discussing the integration itself. What does this concept mean exactly to your industries or companies? Why don't we start with Kevin?
Right, thank you. Well, actually, this integration of advanced manufacturing and service industry can be dated back to the year 2019 when the central government's working paper firstly signifies and stated it promotes the fusion or the integration of advanced manufacturing and the service industry. And followed by the two sessions in 2020, there are further implementation guidelines in terms of implementing how and why this kind of fusion should be done. And also right after that, quite a lot of provinces and municipalities like Beijing has already been developed quite a few models and some demonstration campus and enterprises to showcase how and why this kind of demonstration should be like. Well, for instance, the Zhongguancun Development Group has developed a different kind of science campus, and like Xiaomi and other centralized enterprises who is trying to demonstrating how they can provide themselves in terms of expertise. Well, as for me, in my industry, as I'm currently working in Capgemini as head of sustainability, I'm sort of working from the service end. In other words, for us, it's more like a call of duty, and also it's a call of expertise to empower the whole advanced manufacturing, to facilitate the whole economy from a service mindset to realize a very full and comprehensive industry upgrade.
Well, thank you, Kevin. Kevin's fully from the consulting service side. I'm from a classic manufacturing company, so for audiences to better understand what we do, I brought two little products with me today. One's from Paris, one's from Beijing 2022 for the Olympics. Basically, we manufacture souvenirs and merchandises for the big sporting brands and big company names such as Huawei as well. So from our manufacturing side, how do we see service? Kevin, who comes from consulting and digital transformation, that's for us, that counts as service, but also finance, tourism, even marketing. So right now, what we're trying to do is we're trying to hit as many as these sectors as possible. Honef right now is partnering up with China Tourism Group, CTG. We're creating a platform, an industrial creative park just north in Beijing, in Shunyi. What we're going to do on this platform is we're pulling everyone together, including brands, including design companies, factories, downstream marketing companies, and then storefronts. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to pull everyone together for consumers to better understand what we're doing here. We're trying to make the entire streamlined industry transparent and efficient. So let's say people want to come and they want to do some business with this brand, they're able to find the brand on our platform, and we'll have everything ready for them to start a business. And for consumers, partnering up with CTG, we've brought in high-tech production lines at the very end. That includes big robotic arms that can produce sculpting and printing machines. Quick, fast, efficient, and Kevin, I promise it's very sustainable. Near zero pollution. For consumers, maybe they say, someone comes and say, I want 100 mugs printed tomorrow. We can do it with zero pollution, very efficient and quick. Yep. So.
Yeah, I think it's quite interesting that since I have a little bit longer career, my tenures kind of expanding on both the software side, which I have been doing for about 30 years, and also I'm currently doing mostly on the marketing consulting and marketing service. So let's talk about the software side. At my previous companies, we have been providing our clients, such as manufacturing or telco or banking, financing, all these sectors, providing them the capability to do different digital transformation. And we have seen the enterprises like Zhenhua Zhonggong, like ZPMC, have been leveraging these technologies to transform their pure manufacturing business into more like the service and product manufacturing. Okay, so that changes the whole dynamic of how they do business internationally. So that's what we do on the software service. But at the same time, which my current role is at China Golden Bridge Technology Service, we provide marketing service to exactly these software company. So to me, they are manufacturing. They're manufacturing high-end software, but they don't know how to market their products all over the world or to their customers. So we provide this marketing service to them. So that's, again, service and manufacturing integration together.
Right. I guess each of you have your own definitions of what it actually means. So can each of you share how this integration process has spurred innovation in your respective fields and companies?
Well, in terms of innovation that's been demonstrated from this kind of fusion or integration, I would take Beijing as an example, because as a consultant, I do see quite a lot of clients, or no matter it's from government or from enterprise or private sectors, they do respectively quite differentiated as well as unified this kind of definitions. Let's say Beijing municipality as one of the examples. And Beijing has been introducing quite a lot of policies to facilitate the private sectors, and no matter it's from advanced manufacturing or from, let's say, service industry, from service sector, because this kind of policy could bring everyone all together onto a single platform into an ecosystem, so that we can develop a interdependent kind of integration between one another. And that also means one can, let's say, to narrowize or to focus, to focus more of the benefit of the whole integration, let's say, because service include, let's say, logistics, telecommunication, ICT, education, tourism, culture side, and also software side, everything inside it. But how can these sort of stakeholders being compliant or compelled into one single, let's say, maybe regional ecosystem to help one another, to support, to thrive, to achieve the upgrade of industry? That is something Beijing has been doing by the Beijing municipality.
From my experience, pulling everyone together, pulling brands, design companies, factories, pulling everyone together, it really helps and creates ideas during product development. We always have to work on it, change, take parts out, add parts in, make sure it's actually makeable from the factory side. So when everyone comes together, we discuss, what can you do, what can you do, what can I not do, who do I need to pull in again, and then a product comes within this discussion. Without pulling everyone in, you're just sitting at home, or simply with one company, nothing can happen, no sparks at all.
Well, talking about innovation, I guess there's no innovation that's more dynamic, more transforming I could even claim more important than the digital transformation or digital innovation. So all these innovations, a lot of people from outside of our software industry, they thought there must be some genius thought about, I just think about the smartphone needs to swipe and then I sell it to customer. No, it doesn't happen like that. It's always the integration or the back and forth between the software vendors to the users, end users. So there are a lot of integration, and the digital transformation or the software power is enabling, integrating, or help the manufacturing industry to do a lot of the innovation.
We know that China has got a strong edge in manufacturing. Just last year, China accounted for about 30% of the world's total manufacturing value, and it's leading globally for 14 years straight. So at the same time, our service sector is also growing fast, creating a great environment. But innovation doesn't come without challenges. So what obstacles have you encountered during this process?
In terms of obstacles, I would say there can be quite a lot, because nothing sails quite smooth as we expected. Let's just take one of the example. Let's say this scooty over here, right? Yeah. And I believe the manufacturers behind this scooty can be various. Can be varied. Can be varied. There can be, let's say, plastic and some other chemical producers right behind this product. But in the meanwhile, it's really difficult to tell where is the clear boundary, let's say, which side is the pure manufacturer, which side is the pure marketing, and how the market needs comes from. The whole mindset comes from, let's say, something I quote, is a servitization. Is it service and industrialization's combination that makes products and stunning, let's say, cultural souvenirs like this started to emerge. So by this, what I mean by obstacle or challenge is that we can see that the clear boundary between traditional conventional industries is gradually to diminish. And each stakeholders must, or they have to, identify or position themselves in their new way of living with the pace. That's quite a strong, let's say, challenge that facing all the stakeholders that is contributing to the economy right now.
What I would say, the most difficult thing that I see these two angles merging or integrating together is the mindset. So whether it's on the software side or on the current marketing side, I have seen, I don't fear the pure difficulty on technology because that's solvable by engineers. But what I'm really stressed is the client's mindset is not there. For example, especially on the top executive, if they are not buying into the digital transformation, there's no way you can sell a software as valuable as it should be. If the executive are not seeing the value of marketing or digital marketing, then you're not able to sell a marketing service into the company. Hence, you can't help them. Okay, so that's the main threshold or hurdle that I'm seeing in the industries.
What I see in this is that not only the two different industries need to be merged, but also consultancies or service sectors like me and Dongming, we also need to collaborate in our solutions, in our mindset, and also we are trying to help. And sometimes even, this kind of integration, the advanced manufacturing and service industry, this integration promotes the integration itself as on the macro level, as well as on the practice field level.
Right.
Yeah. So we have to collaborate.
So a lot of education needs to happen.
Yes, of course. We have to educate the customers, educate the market. Yes, all levels.
Right. So there are common issues, common challenges. Like you mentioned, the price mindset, lack of better solutions, I guess, and the ecosystem probably isn't fully there yet. and there also lack of value-added growth, I guess. But how have you managed to handle those hurdles in your companies or industries?
I think we may start from the frontier.
Well, for us, as Dong mentioned, top management has to change the mindset first. And for us, I want to say we've always had the need to transform ourselves into a much more digital company, because over the past 20 years, Honuf has operated. Either it's working for brands such as the Olympics or big companies. We have over 160,000 original designs that is currently scattered around within hard drives, in corners, or maybe dating back in the days, maybe just like drawn on paper, that we need to digitalize right now in desperate need, because I feel like it's actually treasure. It's what makes the core of Honuf.
Right, just to echo just now, Maurice mentioned something smaller. I would say, despite of those large policies that the central government has been demonstrating or introducing, also the Beijing municipality has been introducing some demonstrating, let's say, small scale or regional policies as well. Because let's take one of the examples is that the Zhongguancun Science Park. It has one, let's say, Zhongguancun Development Zone is just a one innovation zone that promotes the high-tech advancement of the China innovation ecosystem. But also in Beijing, there are 16 different development zones inside Beijing that Zhongguancun is operating. And each and every one of those development zones has its theme. Let's take one of the examples is Zhongguancun, let's say, Biotech Science Park. It just, within this park, the operator has built up, let's say, some shared service in terms of financial service, investment, and also some kind of intellectual property management service, human resource management service, and even logistics. And also they held up quite a lot of marketing events to help the consumers get to know their upstreams, and also help, on the value chain to get the dots connected. So this is one of the examples that showcase the government is not only introducing large-scale policies to so-called helping the whole advancement, but also they are introducing some very practical implementations and guidelines to guide us all through the economy's advancement and thrill.
I would say to change where we are to a better future, I would stress two things. One is knowledge, one is talent, okay? So knowledge meaning, what we talked about, between manufacturing and services, there's always gap. From service side, we don't necessarily know your manufacturing takes this knowledge and chemistry and all that kind of things, mining, electricity. We don't know that, but we know software. From the other side, we always say, oh, the industry people or the manufacturing people, they don't understand software. So that's why the society that I'm in right now, the Beijing Interdisciplinary Science Society, is exactly doing that. We promote cross-cultural, cross-industry knowledge and cross-industry people. And we promote these activities happen. When these happening, then you're seeing, the industries are understanding each other. And there are some synergies happening on these collaboration, okay? At software selling, we always say, hey, you just know the coding or just know the software is not enough. You're not gonna make the sale. You need to understand banking. You need to use the banking terms to sell your database to a banking customer, right? You need to understand the telco's term to sell your, cloud solution to a telco. So that's exactly the knowledge and education that needs to happen.
Okay. We're also going to take a look at what the future might be. So what are some of the key steps, do you think, that should be taken to further improve this integration process?
So for a mid and small size company, I would say, because Kona right now, we're in our digital transformation step. So as I just said, we've met with some issues. One key advice I want to make is don't let the digital transformation step overtake what you're doing right now. It should be a support to your traditional business rather than you're spending too much money on it, too much attention, too much human resources. Let it take over. Don't do that.
Right.
Still focus on your main industry, your main business, and let technology assist you. It's only assistance. It shouldn't ever overtake what you're doing right now. Yes.
Right.
Right, exactly. Just a little add-on to just now Maurice and Domin said is that I would say education, of course, and also the courage as some boosters for small and medium enterprises to help them to grow, and also do not to overuse certain kind of technology, let's say, to be overtaken by what we has been doing. And actually, digital transformation, or let's say the whole transformation, is just a reorganization of resources. So in the meanwhile, we just need some more practical, there are already some kind of policies or regulation or guidelines introduced by the government or societies saying that, hey, we are encouraging you to do so. But we'd like to say that from some of my clients who are either large multinational corporates or small and medium enterprises, they have the willing to participate. But before their participation, they need to have their voice out to say, I want something, this is what I need. And based on that, there's more practical advices or more practical guidelines could be coming from the government's regulations or guidelines so that we can come together to boost the industry's advancement and upgrade altogether. And also inside it, I have to say that just now, Domin mentioned education. And as Capgemini has been doing transformation on a consulting as well as technology delivery side. And we have also developed our own talent supply chain, and also we are kind of outsource it as one of our expertise, so that to help our clients to know and to see what the future talent would be like as a cross-field talent to help not only themselves, but also the whole society, the whole economy to boost. So this kind of practice, as Capgemini has been doing all over the world, especially in China, can, draw some kind of, I would say, experience or showcase or demonstrations for the rest of the industry. So I say, maybe we can continue to collaborate in maybe not only policy side as well as expertise side.
Okay, thank you, for your insights. Clearly, this concept is driving major changes across industries, and down the road, we're likely to see smarter manufacturing, smarter services, and overall stronger competitiveness. Well, that wraps up today's episode of Groundbreakers, and you can watch and rewatch our episode and previous episodes as well in CGTN's official website and its social media platforms like WeChat, Weibo, Facebook, and X. Thank you again for tuning in, and thanks to our guests for attending. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Kai.
Thank you.
Hey.